Okay, here we go.
Here we go. All right. So we're here to talk thoroughbred horse racing on the playbooksports.com horse report with Jon Hardoon from the Sheets, live from New York. How you doing, John?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
That's right. Good afternoon. We are recording in the afternoon, so it's a lot better than recording early in the morning on Fridays. So
For sure.
I like it better. And we want to make an announcement, a short one, quick one, and that is that in the coming weeks, we're going to be making some programming changes here, a lot of programming changes to the channel. What we're basically going to do is offer premium access. We haven't figured out yet what the costs are going to be, but we're still going to have free programming. This show, though, is going to be included mostly. These programs, the ones with John, will be into our premium channel packages. So we're just going to let everybody know as soon as we figure it all out. We're going to give everybody at least a week's warning, and also we'll put some videos together so you can check them out and you understand a little bit better of what we're trying to do here. But hey, we're trying to make a living. John's done a great job over the years providing free information to everybody, and we're going to continue to have free information, but we're also going to have an opportunity for people to spend a little bit of money, not an expensive channel, but spend a little bit of extra money for some really cool premium information, which is exactly what John's been providing everybody over the years. And John, I'm looking forward to that as well, because that's just going to mean that we're going to be responsible to up our ante, and I'm sure that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, we like the challenge, so let's see if we could meet it head on.
Absolutely. So again, that's in the coming weeks, but we'll let everybody know before we make that change. Okay, so by the way, last week it's rare that we talk about a horse that goes off at 44-1, and the horse comes in, not only comes in but actually wins. It wasn't our top pick, but was it Mandate?
Yeah, we said he was live, and
that was a very strange.
We didn't give him out on top. I don't want to take any credit. We didn't. I personally didn't give him out on top. But he ran. We said he would outrun his odds, and he did. He won.
Yeah, that was still thinking back to what in the world was that horse doing at 44-1? So
he slipped through the cracks. Not many do, but
yeah.
he.
So hopefully, because I know some of our viewers took advantage of that, and we sure are happy that they did. Okay, we have two races, just like last week, Aqueduct and Del Mar. This week, we're going to start at Aqueduct. They're both graded stakes races, by the way. There's only two on the week on Saturday, and we're going to talk about both of them. One at Del Mar, one at Aqueduct. The one at Aqueduct is going to be race 9, 1 mile and 3/8 on turf. This should go off about close to 3:45 Eastern. That's post time. Grade 2 Red Smith Stakes for 3-year-olds and up. And we're going to start with the 1, Tide of the Sea. And Tide of the Sea is a 15-1 shot that seems to be a lot slower than these other horses here. That's why he's 15-1. I don't really see anything at all with Tide of the Sea.
No, well, you're going to need a single digit to win, and he's yet to run. Well, he ran 1 in his life last year, but unlikely to run it today.
Okay, next up is going to be a good bargain horse here. Definitely a horse that we hope we can still get 8-1 on, and that is the 2 Value Engineering. Very surprising when you take a look at this horse and some of the other horses in this field, why the horse is 8-1, because coming in with back-to-back 8s, ran an 8 last year, ran a 7 the year before that. So, and this is the only thing I can think of. The horse is 11 for 11 lifetime with 3 wins, all with Javier Castellano on board. But Javier Castellano has now jumped off the horse, and he's going to be riding a Pletcher horse we'll talk about in a little bit. But come on, you going to tell me, John, this horse is 8-1 if Castellano stays on board? I don't understand why this horse is 8-1 even without him.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Dylan Davis. Not only that, you're reading too much into it. It's not so much. It's not so much that Castellano jumped off as he may have been replaced. The rumor has it that Castellano and Brown are on the outs.
Okay.
They could have had a falling out. I know plenty of people on the back stretch, and that's the stories I'm hearing. Anyway, that being said, this horse is stepping up to stakes company. He's been running in allowance races, I guess. He's an improving horse. Not many horses get better at the age of 5. However, that's the case for him. Not only that, he's breaking from an inside post, which is a big advantage at 1.3 miles to go around a couple of turns. And I like this horse a lot in here, and I think he's going to run big.
And again, I don't know if we're going to get 8-1, though. I hope we do. Okay, the number 3 is Soldier Rising at 5-1. All right, so here's the point, okay? Value Engineering, we told you, has 3 8s and a 7 over his career. Soldier Rising has had 7 starts lifetime. Yes, 6 for 7 in the money with 2 wins. But the horse has never run a single digit in his life, and he's 5-1.
Correct.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I mean, he's run against good horses. It's Clement. I guess he looks better on paper than he does on the sheets, but I don't like this horse at 5-1.
Yeah, I think we could even. Look, I don't know. Do you think those odds switch between the 2 and the 3?
Well, I think the 2 will probably get bet some because it's Brown, but the 3 is Clement.
Yeah.
Let's hope that they're not too smart here and make a mistake.
And by the way, the 3 starts in the United States: Soldier Rising, 11, 11, and 11. Let's now move on to the 4, Serve the King, and Serve the King. The only thing that's the negative is the 3-1 shot. The odds are low. You get Brown and Irad Ortiz coming off an 8 last time out.
Yeah, he's fine, and I don't like the price. I don't like the fact that he ran a 7 last year and has yet to come back to it. That's a negative sign. Listen, to me, so far, the 2 is a standout.
Okay, the 5 is Sham Rocket. Now, this is the Castellano horse we're talking about with Pletcher. Interesting. Castellano has rode this horse twice, and he won both times. Coming off, really, the last 6 races, nothing in single digits. Ran an 8 7 starts ago. 17 of 20 lifetime with 4 wins, but has never won in 2 starts at this distance.
I don't like this horse.
6-1, yeah. And is it just because there's only one? No, well, 2 numbers inside single digits. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6-1. He's not fast.
All right, let's go with the 6, Corelli. A 12-1 shot. That's the only thing I like about the horse is that you're getting 12-1. But he seems to be getting a little slower as he gets older. Has run a couple of 9s this year, but nothing like the more consistent numbers about a couple of years ago.
Correct.
The 7 is Channel Cat, a 4-1 shot. Now, Channel Cat is a horse that a lot of people remember because he ran some big races a couple of years ago with Pletcher as his trainer. That's not the case anymore. Pletcher's gone. Channel Cat's gotten older. He hasn't done anything over his last several races. Maybe he'll win a race here or there, but at 4-1, that's just, why would we bother?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 is twice the price. This horse's last 2 races not good. It looks like he could be tailing off.
Okay, the 8 is Sanctuary City. Now, this is a 20-1 shot, and Sanctuary City, 4 out of 5 at Aqueduct, so that's good with 2 wins. And he's got 5 9s over 7 races this year.
This horse is fine. The problem with this horse is this race is a little close for him. The 2 9s that he ran in his last 2 races, he had time between, and he had time between the 10 and 9. This time he's coming back close, but he did it last year. And if you look last year, he did run 10-14 when he ran close, but he also ran 11s. At 20-1, you want to include this horse.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is the 20-1 shot. All right, next up is the 9, No Word. And No Word should be probably 15-1. Not sure why this horse is 8-1. Pletcher, probably.
Because of Pletcher.
Yeah.
But he's a 4-year-old, and the line is nice. He's eligible to run a new top tomorrow. I don't know. He's kind of on the bubble.
Hey, he's never run a single digit. His best, he's got 4 10s.
He's a 4-year-old. He's allowed to run it tomorrow. But again, hasn't run what the 2 is.
Yeah, the only good thing is that if you are getting 8-1, 10-1, it's better than 4-1. Okay. Then Price Talk is definitely a horse that I would want to put into my exotics as well at 8-1. Coming off at 8. That's actually the first race after the horse was claimed, and it's the 2nd straight win. So at 8-1, I like this horse.
He's okay. Yeah, the only question is he is coming off of Lasix for the first time. By the way, the two horses also coming off of Lasix for the first time, the horse that we like.
Okay. So is the 2 going to be your top choice?
Absolutely. If I get anywhere near 8-1, I'm running to the window.
And then who are you going to throw in with the 2?
I think I was using
the 4, Serve the King, the 8, Sanctuary City, and the 10, Price Talk.
2 over 4, 8-10.
And that would be a good payout, by the way.
Yes, it will.
All right. So, again, that's at Aqueduct Race 9. We're going to now turn our attention back to Del Mar. The Native Diver is a Grade 3 stakes race for 3-year-olds and up. 1.125 miles on dirt. 7 p.m. Eastern time should be post time for the Native Diver. The 1 is established. Now, what I like about established is...
By the way, this is the 8th race at Del Mar, just so people... You're giving them the name, but they should know the race number. It's the 8th race at Del Mar.
And the 1 established, you got to like the fact that the last 2 races, an 8 and a 9, were both wins. So the horse is coming in the way you want to. The only thing is, the last time and the only time he raced at this distance was like his worst race, which was the last race of 2020.
Yeah.
What do you like? Anything about this horse, or are you going to pass? Full pass?
I don't think you can go the distance.
Yeah, the distance is the problem. Correct. The next horse here is the 2, Midcourt. And Midcourt, 5 for 5 at Del Mar with 2 wins, plus 4 for 5 at this distance with 2 wins. Ran second in this race last year and ran a 7 in that race. You know, you look back a little further in Midcourt's career, last year and early 2019, he's got 5s and 4s, ran a 4 a couple of starts ago at 4-1.
Here's the problem. The problem is he ran horrible last time. He ran a 44, the worst race of his life.
What happened there?
I'm going to tell you what happened there. It was his first time without Lasix. And he's not on Lasix tomorrow.
Okay.
So if he goes,
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing if you want to play against him, which I do. At 4-1, I want to try. I'm looking for excuses not to play him. And the fact that he ran a terrible race without Lasix, he's off of Lasix again tomorrow. Obviously, this is a horse that needs Lasix.
Got it. Without Lasix. Got it. Okay. So the horse did not have Lasix last race out, had a dud.
All right.
And the horse is going. And is that the first time without Lasix?
Yes.
So this horse is basically in his second race without Lasix, and the first race was a dud. Okay.
Right.
So we do not want this horse.
Not me.
Okay. Let's now go to the number 3, Wicked Trick. Wicked Trick. Now, the only thing about Wicked Trick, coming off a 7 last time out, which was the best race of Wicked Trick's career, but that was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was 2 weeks ago. He's coming back kind of close. He's a 6-year-old off the top. This is the problem I have with the race. I have so many knocks on most of the field. This is the
tough
problem.
Race.
No, it's not a tough race. It's just that I'm negative on so many horses. I'm trying to find a positive.
The best negative?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's not like every time, because it's interesting. We talk about the bounce factor a lot because it's there, and percentages tell you you're going to bounce when you're going to bounce. But it's also percentages. And we've handicapped races and talked about horses that have had all-time highs and they should bounce, but then they don't bounce and they actually go out and win. Maybe their number backs up a little bit, but they still go out and win the race. So maybe this is one of those races where Wicked Trick will be able to defy the odds, and you're talking about an 8-1 shot.
But you have another problem with Wicked Trick. He's got 33 starts. He's never been the distance. I don't like playing horses that ran 30 times and all of a sudden are running at a new distance at the age of 6.
Yeah.
So, that's another negative I have on the horse. That's what I'm explaining to you about this race.
Yeah. But again, it's 8-1. So
yeah. Okay.
It's better than the 2 at 4-1.
Yeah. No question.
Okay, the 4 is Bal Harbor, another 8-1 shot that seems to be getting, as the horse gets older, he gets a little slower, because this is a horse that one time ran 5s and 4s late last year, early 2019. But this year, the best Bal Harbor can produce are back-to-back 11s the last 2 races.
The only plus I could tell you about this horse is he's a horse that at least can handle the distance because he's run route races throughout his career. But you point out something very important. 2 years ago, he was running fours. Last year, he was able to get a 5. This year, all we can get is an 11. He's going in the wrong direction. Another horse that I have a knock on.
Now, this is a horse I like, and I know you like this horse too. The only thing is he's 4-1, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you just have to take it, and that's Azul Coast. Now, this is a Baffert-Pratt combo. And if you look at it, because the last start we don't care about because that was just a clunker. But before that, the previous 2 races, 6 and 7, both of those were at Del Mar. Both of those, Pratt rode the horse. This has to be the top play.
I like this horse by process of elimination, but even this horse, I have questions marks around. I loved this horse last time out against Medina Spirit, if you remember. He ran against Medina Spirit, and I hated Medina Spirit.
Oh, that awesome again stakes, yeah.
Correct. But here's the problem: the only nick in the armor, or however it goes, a cringe in the armor. The last race was a clunker, but the last race was also the first time without Lasix for him. So I penalized another horse in the race that was first time without Lasix, and I didn't like him. I think it was the 2 mid-court who ran the 4-4. But I have a reason to like this horse, and it's a little bit of just a feeling I have. Medina Spirit was in the race. Medina Spirit was trained by Bob Baffert.
Yes.
Medina Spirit had to win that race for a lot of reasons. That's why I don't, and not only that, but this horse was in the race to ride shotgun for Medina Spirit. If you go watch the replay and you know what you're looking at, you will see that Medina Spirit went for the lead, and he went for the lead outside of him, making sure no one could come up and challenge Medina Spirit. Whoever's decided to come up on the outside, he was pushing wide and wider. So he had one mission in that race, in my opinion, was to protect Medina Spirit. There's no Medina Spirits here. Pratt's on, which makes it a serious play because Pratt wouldn't be getting on this horse if something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I ended up on this horse. And, I'm just excusing the last bad race for all the reasons I mentioned. And if you really get 4-1, well, that's a heck of a price because I think he's going to run one of those 2 good numbers. It's back at Del Mar. No Medina Spirits in the race. Let's do it.
Okay. Again, that's Azul Coast, a 4-1 shot. Not only is Pratt on board, but as we mentioned, Pratt, who has not been on board this horse 7 other times. The only 2 times he was on board ran the 6 and the 7. Okay. Next up is 6, 8 Rings, a 7-2 shot. 8 Rings, 4th in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile just 2 weeks ago. So 8 Rings is back again. Ran a 7 in that race here at Del Mar, another Baffert horse. So what's up with the 2 weeks? Again, we got a couple of horses here that are coming off. Wicked Trick and 8 Rings with only a couple of weeks rest.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Wicked Trick ran in the Breeders' Cup. The other horse ran in an optional claim. I don't like 8 Rings at all. I mean, coming back on 2 weeks off the 7, knowing that he was fully squeezed on Breeders' Cup Day, he has to bounce. I wouldn't even be surprised if he scratched, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So Wicked Trick ran in the claimer, and 8 Rings ran in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile.
Right. The Breeders' Cup race was a $2 million race. You could be sure that horse was squeezed to the max for that race. He got the set, and now she's coming back on 2 weeks. This horse has to bounce.
Yeah, we always talk about that too. How hard those Breeders' Cup races are, and
because they want them for top performance on that day.
Yeah. Okay. Any particular reason why you think Baffert would bring this horse back then in 2 weeks?
No, it doesn't make any sense, and I don't like this horse.
Okay. And again, 7-2, so it's not like you're getting 8-1.
Right.
Okay. Next up is Axeman, a 6-1 shot. Ran Del Mar.
Another Baffert horse, by the way.
Another Baffert horse.
Horses in the race. The 5, 6, and 7 are all Baffert.
Yes. And now the only other time Axeman ran at Del Mar was the last race of 2020, and he ran a 13.
I don't like this horse. He gets a rider switch to Smith, which I don't even know if is a plus. At 6-1, who needs this horse?
It was 2 years since this horse ran that 3. and that was a long time. That was a 7 furlong race. Okay. The 8 is Kiss Today Goodbye, a 5-1 shot. I'm not quite sure why this horse is 5-1. 3 sevens in the horse's career. 1 happened the first race this year, but since then, 11 and then 16. So this horse is going in the opposite direction, finishing 6th, 7th, and 8th in the last 3 races. I don't know why this horse is 5-1.
Well, obviously something went amiss in the 16 because off of that race back in July, he took another 3 months off. Listen, again, I'm stuck without any horses in this race other than the
Azul Coast.
Azul Coast, right? So for that reason, I'm going to excuse the 16 that this horse ran. The 11, 2 starts back, was the bounce off the 7. So I can make a little bit of a case for this horse, only again by default because I'm negative on so many horses in the race.
Okay, so besides the top pick being Azul Coast, who else do you like?
You have my picks. What I gave the 5 with. Hold on.
Oh, you gave the 5 with the 2 and the 3. Midcourt and
Yeah,
Wicked Trick.
Yeah, and then I'd throw the 8 in. 5 with 2, 3, 8, or 5 with 3, 8. I don't even need the 2. But
the 5 is the top horse at Del Mar, race 8. That's Azul Coast, and your top play at Aqueduct Race 9 is the number 2, Value Engineering.
Hasta la vista.
I'll talk to you next time, Jon.